You know that feeling, right? You're in a discussion, maybe even a heated argument, and suddenly the other person starts tearing apart a point you never even made. It's beyond frustrating. Well, that sneaky little move actually has a name. Today, we're going to break down one of the most common flaws in arguments, the straw man fallacy. Okay, let's jump right into a situation you've probably seen before. The sales manager here makes a very specific proposal, a commission for successful sales. Now listen really closely to how the director responds. He sounds like he's addressing the issue, but is he really? So did you catch what happened there? The director completely sidestepped the actual idea, a targeted commission for actual sales. Instead, he invented this totally different scenario about giving everyone a pay rise for no reason. And then he attacked that idea. He made the original, pretty reasonable suggestion sound completely absurd. That right there, that's a classic move. It's called building a straw man. You're basically creating an argument that's made of straw, super weak and ridiculously easy to knock down. So let's get into what that actually means. So here's the official definition. The straw man fallacy is when you substitute a person's real argument with a twisted, over-the-top, or just plain wrong version of it. You're not fighting their real point, you're fighting this flimsy, fake one you just built. The pattern is actually super simple once you see it. It's like a little two-step dance. Person 1 says something, let's call it position X. But person 2 just ignores X. They cook up this new, weaker, distorted version, Y, and they go after that. Then they act like they've totally disproven your original point, X. So how do people actually do this? I mean, what does it look like in practice? Let's take a look at the common techniques people use to build these flimsy arguments. It's almost like there's a toolkit for misrepresentation. You can oversimplify a complex point until it loses all meaning. You can exaggerate it into something totally absurd. A really common one is quoting a few words out of context. Or you can just, completely make something up that they never said. And here is a fantastic example of that in action. On the left, a pretty standard scientific statement. But check out the straw man on the right. It gets twisted into this crazy claim about evolving from pond scum, and then demands this impossible standard of absolute certainty. The original nuanced argument, poof, it's gone. Okay, so you've spotted it. Someone's using a straw man against you. Now for the really important part. What do you do? How do you counter it without getting sucked into their bizarre, twisted version of the conversation? Well, there's a really effective 3-step plan. First, just calmly point it out. Say something like, that's not actually what I said. Second, clearly and simply restate your actual position. And third, and this is key, refuse to debate their straw man. Just bring the conversation right back to your original point. You know what's even better than knocking a straw man down? Preventing it from ever being built. And the best defense is just being clear. The more direct and concise you are, the fewer little gaps and openings you leave for someone to twist your words. All right, so we've spent a lot of time talking about how to spot and dismantle a bad argument. Now, let's totally flip the script. There is a much more powerful and way more constructive alternative. It's time to meet the straw man's polar opposite. It's called steelmanning, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Instead of making your opponent's argument weaker, you do the opposite. You engage with the strongest, most persuasive, most well-thought-out version of their point, even if they didn't say it that well themselves. I mean, just look at the difference here. The goal of a straw man is just to win, usually by distorting things, and the result is usually just more division. But the goal of a steelman is to find the truth. The method is to strengthen their argument to see its best side, and the outcome is a real, productive dialogue. It's night and day. And this whole approach, it's not just some clever debate trick. It's actually built on a really important ethical idea called the principle of charity. It just means you go into a conversation assuming the other person is smart and means well, and you try to understand their argument in its best possible light. So why does any of this really matter? I mean, outside of a philosophy class or a debate club, while understanding the difference between a straw man and a steel man can have a huge impact on how you think and communicate every single day. Let's be real, this isn't just an academic exercise. When you can spot a straw man a mile away, you become a much sharper thinker. You're less likely to fall for bad arguments. And when you know how to respond, or even better, how to steelman, you become a way more effective and respected communicator, whether that's in a meeting at work or just talking with family. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. The next time you find yourself in a disagreement, which one are you going to build? The easy, flimsy straw man that's simple to knock down? Or will you take on the challenge of building a steel man and try to have a real conversation? The choice, as they say, is yours.